What do you think is in the weeks and months ahead for the market?
Well, the interesting thing about this cycle was that the volatility has been sustained, as you mentioned. So we had Brexit, we had the Trump election, we had all these other events where you had episodic volatility that lasted a day or two or three. Mm-hmm. And then you had a VIX that went down to single digits. And I've been asked for the last 2 years, when's volatility going to come back? I'm thrilled to death that people are asking me, how long is this going to sustain itself?
Do you feel like it is going to sustain itself?
Yeah, I mean, it feels different than those other examples. And Joe mentioned this morning at our conference that, by taking away the central government risk layer, if you will, right? No longer buying treasuries, no longer being a sort of a lender of last resort, buyer of last resort, around the world, the ECB doing the same thing. You're forcing asset managers to be their own risk managers, and people are now making sensible prognostications as to where they want to allocate their assets. That's obviously a good thing for a market maker because we're there trying to price and transfer that risk.
Mm-hmm. I want to run a couple of news items by you and get your reaction. We were talking with Glenn Hutchins about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Well, I didn't even realize this. You guys were involved in some sort of scam. Someone was trying to use your trading history to push a product?
Yeah, in our name. They announced something called a Vert coin, used our name, had Vinny's name, my name. They had a really good-looking 25-year-old millennial for my picture, so I was flattered. Instead, Doug Cifu, CEO, and it was a good-looking guy. So there's a lot of bad actors out there trying to take advantage of our good name and the excitement around this asset class. I think it is an asset class that I think young folks are attracted to. So I think there needs to be investor education around it. It needs to be regulation, and there can be sensible trading.
What role, if any, will Virtu play down the road in crypto?
So right now we're a market maker in the futures, right? So on the CBOE and the CME, those are regulated exchanges where there's centralized clearing, and we don't have counterparty risk, if you will, to some exchange that we're not familiar with. As the marketplace matures and gets more regulated and more sensible, certainly we're going to be a major market maker in the cash cryptocurrency wherever it trades, wherever it exists, and I think there's a responsible way to do that.
I mean, you're a believer in the technology?
The great thing about running a market making firm is you don't have to make a qualitative decision. To us, it's a widget that goes through. I am a believer in disintermediating. That sounds
like a Florida-style punt.
Yeah, that was a big punt, right? Exactly.
For a hockey guy, you got a good leg.
Yeah, it's a big leg, so I don't know about that. But look, I'm a believer in disintermediation, right? And obviously, there's a lot of, and Glenn talked about it. Who's on our board talked about the payment system and the cost of the payment system. There's a lot of costs in the financial services market around clearing and settlement and whatnot. It's what Vinny envisioned when we started Virtu 10 years ago, which was to drive efficiency into the marketplace and make better markets.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.